We're back, everybody. This is the Cowboys Fan Show. Tyler Ortega here alongside Scott Jeter. Now, as always, we switched it up in segments 1 and 2. We're going to keep the same here in segment 3, taking your questions from social media. Send those in to our Facebook page, Cowboys Fan Show. We're on Twitter at Cowboys Fan Show. You can even find us on YouTube if you miss any of these episodes on TV. The best part, Scott?
Absolutely free.
Totally free.
Cost
at your own convenience. Watch whenever you have a chance. Send these questions in using the hashtag CowboysFS. Now, let's get to our first question, Scott. This one comes to us from Kevin out in Houston. And Kevin wants to know, how is Dallas going to stop Aaron?
Aaron? Well, hopefully we'll see you out there in Houston soon, Kevin. To be honest with you, I'm not too sure. New York actually looked really good in this last one with I mean, their coverage. They weren't getting anything going in the first quarter, even really the first half. He was sitting back there. It had just 6 seconds, 8 seconds to throw sometimes, and just these receivers weren't getting open. I think that we're going to be able to do that to these guys. I think Mo's coming back, right?
Yes.
So I've heard that Mo is going to play. So if Mo plays, we're going to have Carr, Claiborne, Anthony Brown, and Skandrick available. They don't have Jordy Nelson. So I think that we're going to be able to have these receivers locked down. I think that he's going to try and scramble. He's going to have to buy some time because he's going to need to. We're going to have these receivers all covered up. I truly believe we match up well with these guys. David Irving is going to have a big game in this one. I think that Rob Marinelli is going to have to throw some blitz packages in there, some things that they haven't really seen before. Because I mean, like the Giants have a really good defense, and they've got some good. I mean, Olivier Vernon off the edge. They got a good tackle in Damon Harrison right there. And they weren't able to get to Aaron Rodgers. So we're going to have to do this, I think, with blitz packages. I think we got to send more than 4 guys.
Yeah, it's going to be very tough, but I think the way that Dallas is going to stop Aaron Rodgers is not having Jordy Nelson. You said it. We have our top 4 cornerbacks, and they don't have a true #1 wide receiver without Jordy.
No, they don't.
So they're going to have Randall Cobb, which is their #2 receiver, matched up on our #1 cornerback, whether that's Carr or Mo. Either way, I have no doubts that either of those guys can lock down Randall Cobb.
I think
then you
so
also
too.
have Adams, who's traditionally a 3rd receiver, sometimes a slot receiver. Then you also have Montgomery, who transitions from running back to wide receiver. So it's going to be very difficult. I don't think Dallas themselves are going to stop Aaron Rodgers because we've seen how bad of a man Aaron Rodgers can be. But I digress. We'll move right along. Now, our next question comes to us from Tom out in Roswell. Now, Tom likes to bring up some old stuff. He's a Steelers fan. So Tom wants to know, Scott, did Dez catch it? And what he's alluding to is that play 2 years ago in the divisional rounds when the Cowboys were playing
about,
at Lambeau.
Yeah.
So let's just have a look here for the folk. Dez Bryant, look at this.
Here we go.
He catches it. Okay.
Control.
Step,
1, 2.
step,
Reaches. That's
fall.
a football move.
That's a football move.
Breaks the pylon right there.
If anything, that should have been considered, a fumble when it pops out, but he never loses control. He catches it as soon as it comes up.
Well, when you take a look at that highlight, and if you guys at home want to rewind that a little bit and take another peek right there, it looks like he has control to me. I mean, he's got control. He takes 2 steps. He makes a football move, and he breaks the pylon.
Yeah.
To me, that's a touchdown. Anything after that is a touchdown. Here we go right here. I'm just
look at this.
No control yet, but he pulls it down.
That's a catch.
That's
right
control.
There. That's
1,
a catch.
2, extends, boom. Okay, so once you break that plane, that's nothing else can happen. That play is over. That's a dead play because that's a touchdown right there. Yes, he caught it. You need proof that he caught it? I mean, look at the competition committee. They actually had to go back and look at that play a bunch of times and say, hey, let's clarify this rule to bail out our referees. But yeah, that was absolutely a catch. I mean, that was control, 2 feet down, makes a football move. And even if he doesn't control it through the process, by then that play is over because the plane's been broken.
He's broke the plane.
He's broken the plane.
And for what it's worth, that play was originally on the field. It was called a touchdown.
Yeah.
Then, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. So they went back, reviewed it, determined that the ball squirted loose. It hit the ground. Blah, blah, blah. We got to go in and change the rules. Not a touchdown. Dallas loses. When, in fact, Dallas should have won that game.
They should have won that game.
They would have went on. They would have beat Seattle, as we did earlier that season in Seattle. And then we would have won the Super Bowl. So, anyways.
Stolen.
I digress once again. Moving on to our 3rd and final question, Scott. Looking forward to this game here against the Packers. What's going to be the biggest hurdle that the Cowboys will face on Sunday?
Oh, gosh. You know, we kind of covered this one in question one. And I mean, the first thing I said to Tyler is we got to get pressure on Aaron Rodgers. But I think we already kind of covered that with question one. I do think that our cornerbacks are going to be able to match up one-on-one with these receivers. All our guys are healthy. Not all their guys are. I think we're going to be able to send more than just 4. And I think that with these blitzes, we actually get to Aaron Rodgers. So I think that that's going to be the most important thing. When they played New York, I mean, yeah, they ended up scoring 38 points, but when there was pressure on Aaron Rodgers and nobody was open in the first half, I mean, they didn't have a whole lot of yards. It was like 7 yards in the first half, the first quarter, like 29 yards for the first half.
Yeah.
Until the last 2 minutes, 20 seconds, when all of a sudden they're throwing bombs and just miracles are happening. I just don't see that happening with us. We've been able to limit the big play all year long, Tyler, all year long. And I think as long as we actually get that pressure on Aaron Rodgers, I think that we win this game easily.
Yeah, and I do think Aaron Rodgers is going to be the biggest hurdle for the Cowboys to overcome this Sunday. Reason being, Aaron Rodgers has not thrown an interception since before Thanksgiving. Since a week before Thanksgiving. November 13th was the last time he threw an interception. That was against Tennessee. Now, in his last 8 games, Aaron Rodgers has thrown 22 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and they've won 7 straight. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back to have a look at the other 3 games going on this week aside from the Cowboys and Packers. This is the Cowboys Fan Show on UABQ.